Hey there, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. There's something truly mesmerizing about a beautiful gemstone, that deep, captivating royal blue or the rich, earthy green of jade. They've sparked wonder and desire for centuries, drawing us in with their beauty and rarity. But with that allure comes a significant challenge. How do you know if what you're holding is the real deal? In a market unfortunately flooded with fakes, imitations, and cleverly treated stones, that's a question we hear a lot from you.
Absolutely. It really is. The
Mm.
enduring appeal of these stones, their deep connection to royalty, ancient history, even spirituality, makes them incredibly sought after,
Yeah.
and therefore targets for deception.
Right.
Our mission today is to arm you, our listener, with the essential knowledge and confidence to navigate this fascinating, sometimes tricky world. We're taking a deep dive into your sources, from a comprehensive guide on royal blue gems to an expert's first-hand account of jade hunting, and even the science behind crucial gemological tools, really to uncover the secrets of identifying, buying, and caring for genuine gems.
Yeah. Okay, let's unpack this. What makes these royal blue stones in particular so special? I mean, why have they captivated humanity for thousands of years? It's more than just a pretty color, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. What's truly fascinating here is how their inherent beauty intertwines with the meaning we've ascribed to them. That deep, vivid hue, which we literally call royal blue, has always been linked to royalty, spirituality, luxury. It carries this profound sense of mystery and, well, power.
Power, right.
Historically, the Egyptians weren't just using lapis lazuli, they were embedding it in amulets for, like, soul protection. Persian rulers, in this beautiful act of imagination, believed the sky itself was painted blue by the reflection of sapphires.
Oh, wow, really? The whole sky?
Yeah, that was the belief. And in medieval Europe, sapphires were seen as symbols of heaven, worn for divine blessings. It's a color that just resonates across cultures and time.
So this deep connection to blue gems, is it purely a relic of the past, or does it still hold significant cultural and, emotional weight today?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Culturally, these blue gems continue to symbolize wisdom, truth, a deep spiritual connection. In Eastern traditions, blue was even linked to the throat chakra.
Mm.
And in our modern era, their popularity remains incredibly high. Think about Princess Diana's iconic sapphire engagement ring, now worn by Catherine, Princess of Wales. That single piece reignited global demand for royal blue sapphires.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Huge deal.
Exactly. It cemented their status as timeless, sophisticated, and remarkably versatile in jewelry.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit tricky. This deep desire for beautiful, rare gems also creates a massive market for fakes and treated stones. So what's the fundamental insight here? Why are fakes such an endemic problem, and what's the core vulnerability buyers need to grasp?
The core insight is this. The rare beauty and high demand for natural gems create immense value, which in turn becomes a powerful magnet for both brilliant innovation in gem enhancement and outright deception.
A magnet for deception, okay.
It's a perfect storm of scarcity, advanced technology, and frankly, human greed. The biggest vulnerability for buyers isn't just a lack of specific knowledge, it's failing to understand these fundamental economic and technological drivers behind the fraud.
So it's not just a simple supply and demand issue driving the fraud. There are deeper currents at play.
Exactly. First, yes, there's high demand but limited natural supply. Fine royal blue stones, especially sapphires, are truly rare, found in specific regions like Sri Lanka, Myanmar, or the legendary Kashmir mines.
Right, the famous one.
This scarcity inflates their value, creating a huge profit margin for imitations. Second, technological advancements have made fakes incredibly sophisticated. Labs can now produce synthetic sapphires that are chemically identical to natural ones.
Identical.
Chemically identical, yes. And then there are treatments, heat or glass filling, that can dramatically enhance a natural stone's color or clarity, making it appear, much better than it originally was. These are still real stones, technically, but their value is significantly less than an untreated natural gem, and they require disclosure.
And that disclosure doesn't always happen, I bet.
Precisely. Without expert tools, distinguishing them can be nearly impossible for the untrained eye.
That sounds incredibly daunting for the average buyer.
It is. The profit motive for dishonest sellers, particularly on unregulated online marketplaces, is immense. They can sell treated or synthetic stones at near natural prices, preying on a general lack of consumer awareness. Many buyers simply lack the training to identify genuine versus fake, leaving them vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, the global nature of the gem trade, with stones passing through many hands and varying certification standards, makes traceability difficult. Understanding why fakes exist is truly the first step to protecting your investment.
Okay. So if fakes are everywhere, how do we, the average gem enthusiast, even begin to tell if something is real? Let's start with what we can see and maybe do at home.
Absolutely. Let's begin by understanding what royal blue really means. Your sources describe it as a rich, vivid, deep shade, neither too dark nor too light, with high saturation, balanced tone, and brilliance. It should have an almost inner fire, maintaining its velvety hue even in different lighting.
Okay, that inner fire description helps.
Yeah, it does. The most common gems you'll see in this color are sapphire, of course, which is incredibly durable at Mohs 9. Then there's lapis lazuli, an opaque stone, often with golden pyrite flecks, revered by ancient Egyptians, but much softer at Mohs 5-6.
So quite different in hardness.
Very different. Blue spinel is another rare, beautiful gem, Mohs 8, often mistaken for sapphire. And finally, kyanite, which is pleochroic, meaning it shows different shades from different angles, but it's more fragile, variable hardness.
And what about the crucial distinction between natural, synthetic, and treated stones? This seems fundamental to not getting duped.
It is absolutely fundamental. Natural stones are formed in the earth over millions of years and contain tiny inclusions, like natural fingerprints. These imperfections are actually good signs of authenticity and make them rarer and more valuable.
Right, flaws are good sometimes.
In this case, yes. Synthetic stones are lab-created with the exact same chemical composition as natural ones, but lack those natural growth patterns. They often appear too perfect, which can be a red flag for a trained eye, and are far less valuable. Treated stones are natural gems that have been enhanced, for example, heat-treated to intensify color or glass-filled to improve clarity. While still real, they are less valuable than untreated stones, and reputable sellers are legally obligated to disclose these treatments.
Okay, so knowing those differences, how do we spot them with just our eyes? Maybe a magnifying glass. Give us some visual detective tips.
Okay, visual inspection techniques. First, with a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass, scrutinize the color depth and saturation. Genuine royal blue should have a rich, velvety, even color that's consistent across different lighting. If it looks unnaturally uniform, overly bright, or flat, it could be a synthetic or dyed stone.
Flat. Okay.
Next, examine transparency and inclusions. Natural stones will often have tiny imperfections. Think small crystals or feather-like lines. These are good. Synthetics are usually too clean, while glass fakes often show air bubbles or swirl marks. Distinctive tells.
So perfection can actually be a sign of a fake? That's counterintuitive but fascinating, almost like the gem is trying too hard to impress us. Right? It's like, look how perfect I am.
Exactly, you got it. That observe the luster and shine. Natural sapphires and spinels have a soft, velvety luster, while lapis has more of a matte finish. Fakes can look glassy, dull, or overly shiny. Tilt the stone under different lights to observe its brilliance.
Got it. Tilt and look.
As for common red flags, watch for air bubbles, unnatural color zones, excessive brightness that looks like blue-colored glass, or surface scratches on a stone claiming to be sapphire, which, remember, is a Mohs 9. Very hard. It shouldn't scratch easily.
All right, so visual cues give us a starting point. What about some hands-on home tests? Anything we can do to get a better sense without fancy equipment?
Excellent question. For royal blue stones, you can try a weight test or specific gravity test. This essentially measures how dense a stone is for its size. Think of it like this. A real sapphire feels surprisingly heavy, almost dense, compared to a piece of glass of the same visual size.
Ah, okay, a density feel.
Right. Sapphire is dense, around 3.95 to 4.05 specific gravity, while glass is much lighter, maybe 2.4 to 2.6. You can even estimate this at home by weighing the stone in air, then weighing it submerged in water, and applying a simple formula. Weight in air divided by the difference between its weight in air and its weight in water gives you a number.
Okay, a little home science experiment. I like it.
Then there's the scratch test, based on the Mohs hardness scale. Sapphire is the 9, glass is 5-6. You can gently test an inconspicuous area with something of known hardness, like a piece of quartz, which is a 7, or maybe a steel file around 5-6. If it scratches easily, it's definitely not sapphire.
Right.
Now for jade, specifically, your sources mention that nephrite jade is always harder than Mohs 6, while its common lookalike, serpentine, is softer. This is a crucial distinction for jade. Just be extremely cautious to avoid damage and distinguish actual scratches from simple metal
Ever held a
residue
beautiful
rubbing
gem
off on
and
the
just
stone.
Okay,
wondered,
caution is key
is this
there.
the
And
real
I've heard
deal?
about people testing
Well, in the
jade
next 5
by
minutes, we're going to flip that
licking
switch
rocks.
from mystery
What's that
to
about?
mastery.
Is that a genuine
Let's dive
gemological
in.
technique or just something
Okay,
for seasoned
here's the game
prospectors?
plan. We'll start
Yes,
with
that's
why
a
we love
technique
these
favored by
things and the
experienced
huge
jade
risk of
hunters like Dan
fakes.
Hurd, mentioned in
Then
your
we'll put on
sources.
our
It's part of
expert
the light
eyes
test.
for a closer
For jade,
look.
when you lick
After
it,
that,
the
I'll
moisture
show you
helps
some
reveal
simple tests you can
translucency.
do right at
You want
home.
to see how much
We'll
light
peek
passes
into how
through
the
a thin
pros do it,
section.
and then wrap
moisture
everything
helps
up with
the
some
light
solid
penetration.
tips for buying and
Exactly.
taking care of
Even
your
a piece of jade
gems.
that appears black
All right, first
might
things
show a
first.
deep green
What is it about these
translucency when
stones that
wet
has just
and held up to a
mesmerized
flashlight.
people for thousands of years?
For sapphires,
And more importantly
UV
for us,
light can sometimes
how did that
reveal
obsession
faint
create a
fluorescence
total
in
minefield
some
of
natural
fakes and
stones,
copies today?
which is another clue.
And
though
this right
not
here is
definitive.
the heart of the problem for
And
anyone
finally,
looking
for
to buy a
jade,
gem
there's
today.
a unique sound test.
You've got these incredible
Genuine
pieces of
jade,
history,
especially
and then you've
nephrite,
got
is
these
so
lab-made
dense
fakes
and
that are
tough
chemically
that when you tap
identical.
it, maybe
Seriously,
gently with
to the
another
naked eye,
rock or a
good luck
key,
telling them apart.
it makes a sort of
It's
metallic
almost
ping
impossible.
sound. It's
You
quite
know, a
distinctive,
gem's
unlike the
value
dull
isn't
thud
just
of most
about
other
what it's
stones.
made of.
A
It's
true
about its
sign
story.
of its unique
I mean,
fibrous
think about the
structure.
sapphire.
Ping.
For ancient
Okay, I'll have to listen
Egyptians,
to that if
it
I
was
ever
all
get
about
real jade.
protection.
Okay, we've gone
The
from
Persians,
fascination
they thought
to
sapphires
practical home
literally
detective
painted
work.
the sky
But when
blue.
you're looking at a significant
Medieval kings and
investment, you need
queens
to bring in
saw them as a
pros, right?
sign
What's
from
the
heaven.
ultimate level of
All of that
verification?
history,
absolutely.
that meaning,
If you're serious
it
about
builds
authenticity and
builds.
value,
Right up to the
professional
moment
gem
Princess
testing is
Diana's
the gold
ring
standard.
sparked a global
No question.
frenzy.
This means
That's what
sending
makes
your
them so
stone to a
valuable.
reputable laboratory like the GIA,
So you've got this
the
insane demand,
Gemological
right?
Institute of
But
America,
the supply
or
of
maybe the
top-quality
IGI, the
natural
International
gems is
Gemological
tiny.
Institute.
Then you
They
throw in
provide
some
detailed
super
reports on
advanced
a
lab
stone's
tech,
origin,
and of course,
any
a chance to make a
treatments,
ton of money,
color grade,
and
clarity,
boom, you've got the
cut.
perfect storm.
The whole picture.
The reason the market
And
is
what
swimming
kind
in
of
fakes is simple.
specialized tools
Most people
do these
just
labs
can't
use?
spot them.
What's really happening
that's
behind
about
the
to
scenes to
change.
verify these treasures?
Okay,
Labs use
time
a whole
for
suite
skill
of
number
advanced
one.
tools.
Learning how to
One of the primary
see.
ones is the refractometer.
We're going to learn to look
Think
at
of it like a
gems
gem's
through the
optical
eyes of two
fingerprint
different
scanner.
kinds of
It measures
experts.
the
The
refractive
super
index, or
precise
RI,
gemologist
which is basically
and
how
the
much
get
light
your hands
bends as
dirty
it passes through the
prospector.
stone.
How light bends.
And here's the
Okay.
first
Every
huge
gem material
takeaway
has a
coming from our
unique RI
gemologist.
range, making it a
Natural
key
stones are
identifier.
almost never
Experts
perfect.
use it by placing the
Inside, they
stone
have
on
these
the
tiny
device
little
with a special
imperfections
liquid,
called
and then reading a
inclusions.
precise light
Think of them
line
like a
through an
fingerprint,
eyepiece.
totally
It's
unique
a
to that
powerful
stone.
first step,
So
revealing a
paradoxically,
gem's
if you see a
optical
stone
DNA,
that looks
so to speak.
absolutely
So
flawless,
it's about uncovering
that's actually
the
a
gem's
massive red
unique
flag.
light
It could
signature.
very well be a fake.
Fascinating.
Exactly.
So what are we
But
actually
remember,
looking for?
the refractometer
Three
is
things.
just one
First,
tool
color.
among many.
Is it rich and
Labs
deep,
also use
or does it look kind of
spectroscopes to
flat,
analyze how
almost
light interacts
painted
with
on?
the stone's chemical
Second,
structure.
the luster,
And
or the
powerful
shine.
microscopes
Is it
to
soft
examine
and
those
velvety,
tiny
or is it a
inclusions and
harsh,
growth patterns.
glassy glare?
We talked about the
And
gem's
third,
true
look inside the
internal
stone for those
fingerprints.
little fingerprints.
Back to the
And our prospector has a great
Always
tip
back
for
to the
jade.
fingerprints for
Real
natural
jade
stones.
often feels
They also
incredibly
use
smooth
UV
to the
light
touch,
and other advanced
even when it's
imaging
just a raw
to
stone.
detect treatments that are completely
All right,
invisible
you're going to
to
love
the
this
naked eye.
tip from the
So
field.
all of that
Our
meticulous
prospector,
analysis
he
leads
licks
to
rocks.
what for the buyer?
No, really.
What's the tangible
Why?
result?
Because
It leads
wetting
to
the surface of a
certification.
stone
This is your
instantly
absolute
shows you how
guarantee of
translucent it
authenticity.
is, which is a
Certificate
huge
from a
clue for
reputable
quality
lab
jade.
verifies the
It
stone
sounds
is
weird, I
natural,
know, but hey,
details any
it's super
treatments,
effective.
and critically protects its
Okay,
market value.
now it's your
For
turn.
high-value stones,
Time to become a
always
gemstone
insist on
detective.
certificates
We're going to get
from recognized
hands-on with some
institutes
super
like
simple
GIA or
tests you can
IGI.
do right at home to
Without
start
it, you're
weeding out the
taking a
most
significant
obvious
risk,
fakes.
and honestly,
The
you're leaving money
prospector
on the
has this
table in
really
terms of
straightforward
verifiable value.
four-step system.
Got it.
First, you start with the
Certification is
visuals, the
non-negotiable
pattern
for big
inside.
purchases.
Then you hit it
And
with a
even with all these
flashlight to
tools and
check how the
knowledge,
light
there are still
passes
fakes
through.
and scams out
Step
there,
3
right?
is the
What should we
hardness
watch out
test.
for?
And finally,
Absolutely.
you check its
The market
density,
is
basically how
built full
heavy
of
it
them.
feels for its
Common
size.
imitations include
Each
blue
step
glass.
is like adding
It's
another
lighter,
piece of
softer,
evidence.
often have those
Now,
telltale
that
air
hardness
bubbles.
test is all based on
Cubic
something called the
zirconia,
Mohs scale.
or
It's just a
CZ,
simple
which is
1 to
heavier
10
and has
scale
a
of scratch
different,
resistance.
more
A
rainbow-like
diamond is a perfect
brilliance
10,
than
the
sapphire.
hardest. A
And
real
synthetic
sapphire
sapphires,
is
which
right
are often
behind it at a
flawless,
9.
chemically
But a
identical,
piece
but
of glass
far less
pretending to be a
valuable.
sapphire,
glass,
it's way down at a
CZ,
5 or 6.
synthetics.
That's a
Then there are
huge
treated
difference.
stones.
It
Heat-treated
means something like a
sapphires
steel file shouldn't scratch a real sapphire, but it would tear up a glass fake.
Dyed stones might
Here's
fade
another
over
cool
time,
one. This
and
time for
glass-filled
jade.
stones,
Real
they can be
jade is
fragile
so
and lose value
incredibly dense
significantly.
and tough
Disclosure
that if you
is
tap
key.
it
Always
gently
ask
with
about
something,
treatments.
you hear this
Yes,
high-pitched,
always ask.
almost musical
In online
ping.
marketplaces,
A
watch out for
normal rock
prices that
or
are
a
just
fake, you
too
just
good
get a
to be
dull
true.
thud.
That's a
You
classic
can
red
literally
flag.
hear the difference.
Also, a lack of certification
So let's do a quick
or
recap.
vague information about
Sapphire
origin
versus
or
glass.
treatments.
The real
These should make you
sapphire is a
pause.
9 on the
Remember,
hardness
the fraud
scale.
industry is
Glass
always
is a
innovating,
5.
so our
the
knowledge
sapphire
needs
is
to keep
way
pace.
denser.
It's a constant
It has
dance
natural
between rarity and
fingerprint-like
ingenuity.
inclusions,
So how
while
do we
glass often
navigate
has
this
little round
minefield
air
and buy
bubbles.
genuine
And the real
stones
gem has
safely?
that
What are the
soft
practical
velvety
steps?
shine,
Start
not a
with
cheap,
trusted
glassy
sources.
glare. But look,
Reputable jewelry
these home
stores
tests
with
are great,
knowledgeable
but they're
staff,
not foolproof,
certified gem
especially with
dealers,
the really
look for
sophisticated
affiliations
fakes
like
out there.
AGS members
So to get
or
the
online
final,
marketplaces
undeniable
with
verdict,
verified
we have
sellers
to go to the
and clear
pros.
return
Let's see how
policies.
they get
Trust is key.
100%
Absolutely.
certainty in the
Don't
lab.
be afraid to ask direct questions.
Yeah, Your
Is it
home tests
natural,
are awesome
synthetic,
for
or
catching the
treated?
easy fakes.
Has it been
They'll save you a
heat-treated,
lot of
dyed,
trouble.
or glass
But if you're
filled?
talking about a
Can I
stone
see
with
a lab
real value,
certificate from a
you
recognized
absolutely
institute like
need
GIA?
professional tools
What's its
to get that
origin?
ironclad
inquisitive.
proof of what it
Definitely.
is and where it
The
came
importance
from.
of documentation
And
cannot
inside
be
a real
overstated.
gem lab,
Keep all
the
certificates and
toolkit
receipts
is
for
on a
insurance and
whole
potential
other
resale.
level. You're talking
Finally, if possible,
high-powered
inspect the stone in
microscopes,
person.
spectroscopes,
Compare similar
all
pieces
sorts
side
of
by
cool
side.
stuff.
Avoid
But
rush
one of the most
decisions, don't feel
important
pressured,
tools, a
and maybe
real
consider
workhorse
starting
for
with smaller
identification,
pieces as you
is
build your
called a
expertise and confidence.
refractometer.
That's
So
good
what does
advice.
it do?
Start small.
A
So what does this all mean for
refractometer
us
measures
after
a
the
stone's
purchase? You've invested
refractive
time,
index,
effort,
or
maybe
RI for short.
significant money into
It's basically
finding
a
that
precise
perfect,
measurement of
genuine
how
gem.
much that specific
How do you
gemstone
ensure
bends
it
light.
stays as beautiful
And the cool part
valuable
is
as the
every
day you
single
got it?
type of gem has its
Aftercare is
own
crucial.
unique RI number.
Caring for your
It's like a
royal blue
numerical
stones
fingerprint
and
that's
also jade
impossible to
is
fake.
vital for preserving their
And
beauty
all
and
of this
value.
high-tech testing
For
really
durable
boils
gems
down
like
to
sapphires
one
and
crucial
spinels,
thing:
use
getting a
mild soap
certificate.
and warm
Look,
water
if
with a
you're a
soft brush
serious
for cleaning.
collector or an
Simple is
investor,
often best.
getting a report from a
Avoid harsh
top-tier
chemicals.
lab like the
Soft brush,
GIA,
mild
that's
soap.
the
Got it.
Gemological
What
Institute of
about those
America, it's
ultrasonic
not
cleaners?
optional. It's
Good question.
non-negotiable. It's
Ultrasonic
the
cleaners
ultimate
are
proof
generally
of
safe
what
for
you
sapphires,
own and what it's
and this
truly
is
worth.
important not for stones with
Okay,
significant
so we've learned a
inclusions,
ton. Let's wrap it
fractures, or
all up
treatments like
and put
glass
everything
filling.
into a final
Vibrations
practical
can cause
toolkit
damage.
you can use on your own
Okay, so know your
gemstone
stone's
journey.
condition before
So
using
when you're
one.
buying,
Exactly.
remember
Always
this simple
rinse and dry
checklist.
thoroughly after
1.
cleaning.
Only
So
buy
proper
from reputable
storage is
dealers.
key to preventing
2.
damage,
Always
too, I
ask for a
imagine.
certificate from a
Store them
trusted lab.
individually in soft
3.
pouches or
Ask the
lined
big
jewelry
question:
boxes to
is
prevent
this stone
scratches
natural,
from harder
synthetic,
gems
or
like
treated?
diamonds.
And 4.
And
Remember the
avoid
golden rule:
prolonged exposure
if
to
a price
direct
seems
sunlight
way
in
too
extreme
good to be
heat,
true,
as these
it
can
is,
sometimes affect
every time.
treated stones
And
or
taking
cause
care of your
discoloration
gems
over
is
time.
pretty easy, but super
padded
important.
cases for
Just
travel.
clean
Makes
them
sense.
gently.
In terms
A little
of
mild
handling,
soap and
it's
warm
wise to
water
remove
is
your
perfect.
jewelry during physical
Store them
activities,
separately in soft
cleaning with
pouches so they don't
chemicals,
scratch each
or
other.
exposure
And
to
please
extreme
take them
temperature
off
changes,
before
like
you
going
hit the
from a
gym
hot
or
tub
start
into cold
gardening.
air.
Keep them safe.
Also, regularly inspect settings for any loose prongs to prevent losing the stone. For long-term value preservation, maintain all your certification and purchase receipts, and maybe even keep a little log of your care routines.
That's thorough. Okay, from the fascinating history of royal blue stones to the gritty reality of jade hunting and the precise science of professional testing, we've certainly journeyed through the world of authentic gemstones today. What stands out to you most about protecting your investment and truly appreciating these natural wonders?
You know, ultimately, knowledge is your most powerful tool. It really is. By understanding what makes these gems unique, by recognizing the signs of fakes and treatments, and knowing how to properly care for them, you not only protect their monetary value, but also deepen your connection to their timeless beauty and the incredible stories they carry. This isn't just about owning a beautiful object. It's about holding a piece of history, culture, and geological artistry.
A piece of geological artistry. I like that. That's it for this deep dive. So the next time you encounter a stunning royal blue sapphire or a piece of vibrant jade, consider not just its sparkle, but the incredible journey it's been on. Think about the secrets it might hold and the questions it might still inspire. What story will your genuine gem tell? Until next time, keep digging for knowledge.